There's a strange little truth about weddings. People remember how they felt far more than what they saw. The food can be exquisite, the venue picture perfect, and the flowers worthy of a Vogue spread. But if the day stumbles or stalls or spirals into awkward confusion, that, unfortunately, is what your guests will remember and what every couple wants to avoid. That's usually where I come in. I'm known professionally as the gentleman magician, a wedding MC and magical host for couples who want their day to feel not just special, but seamless. If you've never considered hiring a professional MC before, allow me to illuminate what we actually do and why it may be the best decision you didn't know you needed to make. Let's start with an obvious question. Is an MC strictly necessary at a wedding? In truth, not strictly necessary. In the same way that a conductor isn't strictly necessary for an orchestra to play. The musicians probably could figure it out, but should they have to? Don't think of a wedding host as an added luxury, but as the essential thread that ties your whole day together. Without one, your timeline only really lives on a spreadsheet, and every transition from ceremony to canapes to speeches becomes another moment where someone has to figure out what's supposed to be happening right now. A great wedding host ensures the day doesn't just happen, it unfolds magically with purpose, grace, and charm, just like you imagined. What does a host do at a wedding then? A great wedding host is the voice of your day. Absolutely not the center of attention, but the person who guides you and all of your guests through it, from one magical moment to the next. Among many of our other duties, we will handle announcements and introductions, so there's no more awkward silences or miscues. We'll keep everything on time without making it feel like it's a military operation. Liaising with suppliers and ensuring that they know what's happening before it happens. Managing energy in the room, warming it up, quieting it down, or filling in the gaps without ever letting it feel like dead time. In short, a wedding host takes the burden of running the day off your shoulders and those of your poor, stressed maid of honor, allowing you to simply be present and enjoy the beautiful day that you've planned. And if your host also happens to be a magician, well, then you can expect an extra helping of magic and wonder woven into the special moments of your day as well. So, what is the role of a magical wedding host? Now we step into a much rarer territory. A standard MC might deliver the announcements. A magical wedding host does that and quite a bit more. My role blends classic hosting with a refined performance. I move between groups, entertaining and connecting guests, warming up the room before the speeches, or gently guiding attention at pivotal moments. The key is atmosphere. I don't just make things run on time, I make them feel enchanted. This is especially powerful at weddings where not only all guests know one another or where mixed groups are from different circles. A magician bridges those social gaps without anyone realizing that they were there in the first place. So, what makes a great wedding host? Let me put it plainly. It's not about jokes, gimmicks, or volume. A great MC is not a game show host. They're the guardian of your day's energy and flow. Here's what separates the best from the rest. Poise under pressure and the ability to stay calm and pivot when plans change, and they always do. An unobtrusive presence, being in control without being overbearing. Emotional intelligence, reading the room and adjusting tone as needed. Warmth and charm. Your guests should feel relaxed and looked after, never rushed. A touch of theatre, perhaps? A voice that lifts the room a face they can trust, and perhaps an occasional miracle. In essence, the best wedding hosts are invisible until they're needed and unforgettable when they are. So, why does it matter? Well, weddings aren't performances, but they do have a pacing, a rhythm, and moments that need to land just right. And while your wedding planner handles the logistics behind the scenes, your host handles the experience in front of the curtain. And that is why couples who care deeply about the atmosphere, the sense of ease, joy, and elegance often choose to book a dedicated wedding host. Because it's not about shouting out names as loud as you can or reading the timings off a schedule. It's about making your wedding feel like the very best version of itself. If you'd like to know more about how I work with couples to make that happen, you're most welcome to explore my services and packages, or simply keep reading the blog. I'll be sharing insights, tips, behind the scenes tales to help you plan a truly magical wedding with as much grace as it has grandeur. See you next time.